The Discovery Commander Thexara pressed her scaled hand against the viewing port of the mining vessel Ore Hunter. The massive object floating in the void ahead defied everything she thought she knew about space archaeology. The ship was enormous, easily 10 times the size of her own vessel, yet it moved through space with an elegance that suggested it was very much alive. "Run the scans again," she ordered her chief engineer, a stocky being named Grex, who had never met a piece of technology. He couldn't understand, until now. "Ma'am, I've run them 5 times. "The readings keep changing," Grex replied, his forearms working frantically over the control panels. "One moment it shows as a dead hulk, the next it's giving off energy signatures that shouldn't be possible." The Ore Hunter had been conducting routine mining operations in the Outer Rim territories when their sensors picked up the anomaly. What they found was a vessel unlike anything in the Galactic databases. Its hull was a deep blue-black color that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it, and strange patterns ran along its surface like veins of silver fire. "Any response to our hails?" Thexara asked her communications officer. "Nothing, Commander, but the ship is definitely scanning us. I can feel the sensor sweeps passing through our hull." Thexara made a decision that would change galactic history. "Prepare a shuttle. I'm going aboard." "Commander, that's extremely dangerous," protested her first officer, a cautious reptilian named Voss. "We don't know what kind of defenses that thing might have." "Look at it, Voss," Thexara said, gesturing toward the mysterious vessel. "Whatever built that ship was far more advanced than anything we've encountered. If they wanted us dead, we'd already be space dust." An hour later, Thexara found herself floating in a maintenance suit toward the alien vessel. Behind her came a small team of her best officers, each equipped with recording devices and weapons that suddenly seemed laughably primitive. As they approached, a section of the ship's hull simply dissolved, revealing a brightly lit hangar bay. The team exchanged nervous glances before moving inside. The hangar was filled with smaller craft, each one a masterpiece of engineering that made their own shuttle look like a child's toy. The walls were covered with symbols and writing in a script none of them recognized. "Atmosphere is breathable," reported their science officer, Dr. Kelshan, consulting her portable scanner. "Gravity is standard. Temperature is comfortable. It's like the ship is welcoming us." They moved deeper into the vessel, through corridors that seemed to stretch on forever. Everything was pristine and perfectly maintained, as if the crew had just stepped away for a moment. But their instruments told a different story. "Commander," Dr. Kelshan whispered, "according to my readings, this ship is over 500,000 years old." "That's impossible," Voss muttered. "Nothing survives that long in space." They found the bridge at the heart of the vessel. It was a circular room with a raised platform in the center, surrounded by control stations that hummed with quiet energy. Strange displays showed star charts and data streams in languages they couldn't read. As they entered, the lights brightened, and a voice spoke from hidden speakers. "Welcome aboard the Prometheus Dawn. I am Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth. Defense Force, please do not be alarmed. You are in no danger here." The team spun around, weapons raised, but saw nothing but empty air. "We are the Kethamori mining expedition," Thexara said carefully. "We found your ship drifting in space. We thought it was abandoned." "In a sense, it is," the voice replied, and suddenly the air in the center of the bridge began to shimmer. A figure materialized, tall and bipedal, wearing a uniform of deep blue with silver insignia. The being had smooth skin and dark hair, with eyes that seemed ancient despite the youthful face. "I am what remains of Captain Sarah Chen," the hologram said. "My physical form died millennia ago, but my consciousness was preserved in the ship's quantum matrix. I have been waiting here for someone to find us." "Us?" Thexara asked. The hologram smiled. "I am not alone. None of us are alone." The bridge display suddenly came alive with new information. Star charts appeared showing hundreds of star systems, each marked with a blue symbol. Other displays showed ship configurations, crew rosters, and patrol routes that spanned vast sections of the galaxy. "This is human space," Captain Chen explained. "Or rather, what was human space before we evolved beyond the need for physical form? We left guardians behind to watch over what we built." Dr. Kelshawn stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overcoming her fear. Evolved? What do you mean? Humanity reached a point in our development where flesh became a limitation rather than a necessity, Chen replied. Most of us transcended to higher dimensions of existence. But some of us chose to remain, to protect the worlds where our children learn to dream among the stars. How many ships are there? Voss asked. The captain's expression grew serious. Thousands, each one crewed by the preserved consciousness of volunteers who chose duty over transcendence. We have been watching, waiting, protecting this space for 500,000 years. Protecting it from what? Thexara demanded. From those who would take what is not theirs to take, came a new voice. Another figure materialized beside Captain Chen, this one older, with graying hair and the bearing of a seasoned warrior. I am Admiral Marcus Cole, Fleet Commander of the Outer Rim Defense Grid. Captain Chen, are these visitors friendly? They claim to be miners, Chen replied. Their ship's weapons are powered down, and they've shown no hostile intent. Admiral. Cole studied the Kethmori team with eyes that seemed to see through them. Miners in restricted space. Interesting. Tell me, Commander Thexara, does your species have any territorial claims in this region? We didn't know this space was claimed, Thexara said honestly. Our star charts show it as unexplored territory. Unexplored? Cole's eyebrows rose. We've been monitoring this space for longer than your species has had spaceflight. Every asteroid, every comet, every piece of space debris is cataloged and tracked. The main display changed to show the ore hunter in perfect detail. The image was so clear they could see individual crew members moving about their duties. Your mining vessel is well armed for a civilian craft, Admiral Cole observed. Plasma cannons, torpedo tubes, military-grade shields. One might wonder why miners need such protection. Thexara felt a chill run down her spine. We operate in dangerous territory. Pirates, raiders, hostile wildlife. We need to defend ourselves. Of course, Cole said, though his tone suggested he wasn't entirely convinced. Captain Chen, initiate contact protocols. Let's see what our visitors' intentions truly are. The bridge filled with new voices as more holographic figures appeared. Engineers, scientists, tactical officers, all bearing the same calm confidence as the first two. They spoke in languages the Kethmori couldn't understand, but somehow the meaning was clear. We're being evaluated, Dr. Kelshawn whispered to Thexara. They're deciding whether we're a threat. Captain Chen turned back to them. Commander Thexara, you and your crew are welcome to return to your ship. But know that your presence here has awakened systems that have slept for centuries. The fleet is stirring. Through the bridge's main viewer, they could see space beginning to ripple and bend around the Prometheus dawn. Other shapes were emerging from what had seemed like empty void, sleek vessels that dwarfed their mining ship. How many? Thexara breathed. Enough. Admiral Cole replied simply. We are the eternal watchers, the guardians of humanity's legacy. We seek no conflict, but we will allow no trespass. As the Kethmori team prepared to leave, Captain Chen called out to them. Commander, when you return to your people, tell them this. Human space remains under human protection. We offer friendship to those who come in peace, but those who come with conquest in their hearts will find that some guardians never sleep. The last thing Thexara saw as they left the bridge was the holographic crew of the Prometheus Dawn, taking their positions at control stations, preparing for whatever might come next. The awakening. The journey back to the ore hunter felt like a dream to Commander Thexara. Around them, space itself seemed to be coming alive. What had appeared to be empty void now revealed dozens of massive ships, each one a testament to engineering, capabilities that defied current galactic understanding. Commander, her pilot, Lieutenant Zex, called over the comm, our sensors are picking up massive energy buildups throughout the system. It's like the entire region is waking up. Back aboard her ship, Thexara gathered her senior staff in the briefing room. The holographic display in the center of the table showed their current position, surrounded by contacts that hadn't been there an hour before. Status report, she ordered. Ma'am, we're reading 47 distinct vessel signatures, reported her tactical officer. They range from frigate-sized craft to something that's easily 3 kilometers long. All of them are showing active weapon systems and shields that are off our technological scale. Chief Engineer Grex pulled up his own displays. Commander, I've been analyzing the energy readings from that first ship. The power output alone should be impossible. They're drawing energy from sources I can't even identify. Dr. Kelshawn leaned forward, her eyes bright with scientific fascination. The implications are staggering. If these humans really have been here for 500,000 years, they've had time to develop technology beyond our comprehension. The question is, First Officer Voss said grimly, what do they want with us? Before anyone could answer, the communications array lit up with an incoming signal. The main display shifted to show Captain Chen still in her crisp blue uniform, but now she was joined by a dozen other figures. Commander Thexara, Chen began, I hope you'll forgive the display of force. When one of our Guardian ships awakens, it triggers protocols throughout the network. The fleet is simply ensuring the security of human space. How many ships are we talking about? Thexara asked, though she wasn't sure she wanted to know the answer. A new figure stepped forward, a woman with short silver hair and the bearing of someone accustomed to command. I am Fleet Admiral Rebecca Santos, Supreme Commander of the Human Defense Network. Commander, at last count we have 3,147 active Guardian vessels distributed throughout what was once human territory. The bridge of the ore hunter fell silent. Even accounting for the smaller ships, they were vastly outnumbered by technology they couldn't hope to match. You seem concerned, Admiral Santos observed. Please understand that we harbor no ill will toward your people. We are guardians, not conquerors. Our mission is protection, not expansion. Captain Chen moved to what appeared to be a tactical display. Commander, your vessel entered this system following standard mining survey patterns. You are clearly unaware of our presence. This suggests that knowledge of human space has been lost to galactic civilization. We've never heard of humans, Thexara admitted. Our historical records go back 50,000 years, but there's no mention of your species. Time erases many things, said a new voice. An elderly man with white hair materialized beside the others. I am Dr. William Harrison, Chief Historian of the Eternal Vigil. Commander, your people are not the first to stumble upon our territories. Over the centuries, we've encountered many species who believed these regions were uninhabited. What happened to them? Voss asked, his voice tight with tension. Dr. Harrison smiled. Those who came in peace were welcomed, given knowledge, and sent on their way with blessings. Those who came with conquest in mind, well, they learned that human protection extends far beyond what the eye can see. The main display shifted to show a star map that took Thexara's breath away. Hundreds of star systems were marked in blue, connected by travel routes that spanned vast sections of the galaxy. It was an empire that dwarfed anything currently existing in known space. This was humanity's reach at the height of our civilization, Admiral Santos explained. Thousands of worlds, billions of people, countless innovations that pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. Where did they all go? Dr. Kelshawn asked. Captain Chen answered this time. They evolved beyond the need for physical existence. Humanity discovered how to transfer consciousness into pure energy, to exist as beings of thought and will, rather than flesh and bone. Most chose to explore dimensions beyond our physical universe. But some of us remained, Admiral Santos continued. We volunteered to stay behind, to preserve and protect what humanity had built. Our consciousness was uploaded into quantum matrices that could survive indefinitely, powered by energy sources that tap into the fundamental forces of the universe. Chief Engineer Grex looked up from his readings. Commander, I'm detecting power sources that seem to violate several laws of physics. They're drawing energy from empty space itself. Not empty, Dr. Harrison corrected. Space is full of energy. Most species simply lack the technology to access it. Humanity learned to tap into the quantum foam that underlies reality itself. It provides unlimited power for those who understand how to harness it. Admiral Santos gestured, and the display changed to show the interior of what appeared to be a massive space station. "Commander, would you be willing to come aboard our command vessel? There are things that are better shown than explained." Thexara looked around at her crew. They were all watching her, waiting for her decision. She thought about the implications of what they'd discovered, the responsibility of first contact with a species that could reshape galactic civilization. "We'll come," she said finally. The transfer to the human command ship was unlike anything Thexara had experienced. Instead of using shuttles, the humans simply transported them directly from one vessel to another, using technology that made molecular transportation seem primitive by comparison. They materialized in a vast chamber that seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously. The walls showed views of space that included stars and nebulae that couldn't possibly be visible from their current location, yet somehow were. "Welcome to the infinite horizon," Admiral Santos said, her holographic form more solid-looking here than it had been on the Ore Hunter. "This vessel serves as the command center for our defensive network throughout this sector." Dr. Kelshawn was staring around in wonder. "The spatial distortions, the multi-dimensional viewing arrays. You've learned to manipulate space-time itself." "Among other things," Captain Chen replied with a smile. "Commander, what you're seeing is the result of 500,000 years of continuous development. While the physical humans evolved beyond matter, we Guardians have spent our time perfecting the sciences they left behind." They were led through corridors that seemed to stretch for kilometers, past chambers filled with technology that hurt to look at directly. Every surface displayed information in languages that shifted and changed as they watched. "The ship is alive," Admiral Santos explained, noting their amazement. "Not in a biological sense, but as a true artificial intelligence that has grown and learned over the centuries. It dreams, it creates, it innovates. Many of our greatest advances have come from the ships themselves." They entered what appeared to be a war room, with displays showing the positions of thousands of ships throughout dozens of star systems. The scope of the human defensive network was overwhelming. "This is why we remain," Admiral Santos said, her voice taking on a solemn tone. "Humanity created something beautiful among the stars. Worlds where children could grow up in safety, where art and science flourished, where the best of the human spirit was allowed to bloom. We are the guardians of that legacy." "But why reveal yourselves to us?" Thexara asked. "You could have let us mine our asteroids and leave without ever knowing you existed." Captain Chen exchanged a look with Admiral Santos before answering. "Because your people are not the only ones mining in this region. Our sensors have detected increasing activity along our borders. Survey ships, mining fleets, military vessels conducting training exercises suspiciously close to human space." The main display shifted to show various alien vessels, including several that Thexara recognized as belonging to major galactic powers. "The galaxy is expanding," Dr. Harrison said. "New species are reaching for the stars. Old empires are looking for new territories to claim. It was inevitable that someone would eventually stumble into our space." "So you've decided to make your presence known," Thexara said, understanding dawning on her. "We've decided to remind the galaxy that some territories are not unoccupied," Admiral Santos corrected. "They are protected, and that protection is absolute." As if summoned by her words, alarms began sounding throughout the command center. Holographic figures appeared at control stations as the defensive network sprang into action. "Admiral," called a tactical officer, "we have multiple hyperspace signatures incoming. Large vessels, military configuration." Admiral Santos turned to Thexara with an expression that was both apologetic and determined. "It seems, Commander, that you're about to witness exactly what human protection looks like."